If there's one thing I've learned, it's that productivity myths are everywhere. They sound so logical: work longer hours and you'll get more done, or respond instantly on Slack to prove that you are really engaged. But in reality, they quietly drain energy, burn out top performers, and warp what real progress looks like. I have been able to see firsthand how quickly these myths creep in and derail even the strongest leaders. They spread subtly, becoming workplace norms that no one questions until performance starts slipping and morale takes an ultimate nosedive. This isn't just another myth busting list. Think of it as a productivity reset button. We'll dig into why these myths are so tempting, how they backfire in the long run, and what practical research backed strategies you can use instead. The goal isn't just to work smarter, it's to also build healthier, more sustainable habits that actually move the needle. Rising to Be, with new videos and podcasts weekly. Join our Patreon at patreon.com/rising to be, or become a channel member for exclusive videos and more. Visit risingtobe.com for all your planner and stationery needs. Only at risingtobe.com, helping you plan for what's to come. Myth 1. Being back in the office equals more productivity. Just showing up on site doesn't automatically mean work is going to get done. In fact, Gallup's 2023 survey found that hybrid employees often report higher engagement than those who are fully on site. Simply clocking in at a desk doesn't guarantee focus, output, or even creative problem solving. The fix here: measure results, not your presence. Track cycle time, project completion, and outcomes rather than badge swipes. In my remote team pilots, giving people clarity on priorities and autonomy over how they worked led to better outcomes than just mandating office hours. Extra bonus here: when employees feel trusted and in control, productivity naturally rises, and you'll also see happier, less stressed teams that stick around longer. Myth 2. Longer hours mean bigger results. It feels logical: put in more hours, get more done. But the reality: productivity has a ceiling. Once you cross roughly 50 hours a week, your output doesn't just plateau, it starts to slide backward. Stanford research shows that mistakes spike, decision-making gets a bit sloppy, and extra hours often end up costing more than they deliver. I've been able to see it firsthand. Teams that grind late into the night might look busy, but their bug rates and even rework rates skyrocket. In contrast, when we normalize clear lights out hours and ban late night emails, weekend bug fixes drop by about 50% almost overnight. The work improved because people were actually rested. Here's the kicker here: shorter, focused work weeks don't just protect quality, they boost creativity. Rested brains connect dots faster, solve problems more effectively, and prevent the slow bleed of burnout that kills long-term performance. Working smarter beats working longer every single time. Myth 3. Productivity equals checking off more tasks. Just because someone's to-do list is long doesn't mean they're creating real value. Some of the most impactful work, mentoring teammates, improving processes, or even strategic planning, doesn't always show up as a line item. The fix measures impact, not just volume. Update KPIs to capture quality and even results. For example, one analyst delivered only 3 key projects in a month, but those 3 moves boosted revenue by 12%. Extra insight: focusing on meaningful contributions instead of endless busyness encourages smarter work, reduces burnout, and helps teams feel their efforts actually matter. Myth number 4. The 5 a.m. club guarantees your success. There's a cultural obsession with early mornings: rise before dawn and conquer the world. But here's the truth: productivity isn't tied to a clock, it's tied to your biology. Some people fire on all cylinders at sunrise, while others hit peak focus in the afternoon or even late at night. Forcing everyone into a miracle morning routine often backfires, draining energy and lowering the quality of work. Instead of worshiping a single schedule, create flexibility. One approach I've seen work brilliantly is setting shared core hours, say it from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., when the whole team is online for collaboration and meetings. Outside of that, let people design their own day. Night owls, early birds, and everyone in between can align their work with their natural rhythm. And here's the kicker: when people work with their body clocks instead of against them, they're sharper, more creative, and less burnt out overall. The result isn't just happier employees, it's better outcomes. Productivity isn't about the time you wake up. It's about how you manage the hours when you're at your very best. Myth number 5, more tools equals faster work. Adding new apps and of course software under the sun doesn't make you faster. It usually can make you a bit slower. Constant context switching between platforms fragments your focus and even drains your energy. The fix here? Conduct quarterly audits and stick to one tool per category. Streamline your toolkit so you're not hopping between apps for the same exact task. Extra insight, fewer tools mean less mental clutter, faster decision making, and more time spent actually producing results instead of toggling between your platforms. Myth number 6, being busy equals being productive. We've all fallen for it. The packed calendar, endless checklists, constant pings. It feels like progress, yes, but busyness is often just noise. The truth? Activity doesn't equal outcomes. Gallup found that 70% of employees believe busy work keeps them from focusing on meaningful goals. In other words, we're mistaking motion for momentum. Here's the fix. Shift the spotlight from effort to true impact. Instead of celebrating how many tasks got crossed off, run outcome reviews that ask, what did we actually move forward? Not how many tickets did we close? This small mindset change forces clarity around priorities and keeps teams focused on results and not just random activity. The kicker is that busyness can be addictive. It makes us feel productive, but it rarely moves the needle. When you reframe success around outcomes, you cut through the noise and give your team permission to focus on the work that really matters. Less spinning wheels, more real progress. Myth number 7, instant responsiveness equals high performance. Just because you answer every message immediately doesn't mean you're productive. Being always on fragments your focus and kills deep work, leaving you busy but not effective. The fix? The fix? Establish clear response SLAs, like 2 hours for Slack and 1 hour for email. My leadership team's stress levels dropped about 18% after putting this into practice. Extra insight, protecting focus work blocks actually increases perceived reliability. People notice when you deliver thoughtful, high-quality responses, not just instant ones. Myth number 8, multitasking makes you efficient. It feels like juggling 10 things at once gets more done, right? Not really. Constantly switching between tasks drains focus and even your energy. Studies show that multitasking can slash productivity by up to 40%, and mistakes sneak in when your brain is constantly flipping gears. The fix? Embrace monotasking. Batch your emails, calls, and messages into designated windows, and block off uninterrupted time for deep work. When I started monotasking during project reviews, my output literally doubled, and I didn't feel mentally shredded at the end of the day. Bonus insight, monotasking isn't just about getting more done, it's about doing better work. Focusing on one task at a time improves quality. It reduces your errors and leaves you with the satisfaction of actual progress, not just the illusion of being busy. Myth number 9, procrastination means laziness. Putting things off doesn't automatically mean someone is lazy. Most procrastination stems from unclear goals, overwhelming tasks, or fear of failure, not a lack of effort. The fix? Break big projects into concrete next steps or even draft a reframed project brief. Once doing this unblocked a teammate within hours and got the work flowing again. Extra insight. Pairing clarity with small immediate wins builds momentum. Even a tiny completed task can reduce anxiety and make tackling the bigger project feel achievable. Myth number 10, more meetings equals better alignment. It's tempting to think that back-to-back meetings means everyone is truly on the same page, but more often than not, they just create the illusion of alignment. Key decisions get lost in the shuffle, and next steps can remain a bit murky. The fix? The fix? Lean on asynchronous decision briefs and even a few dashboards. One client I worked with reclaimed an entire day each week by moving 40% of status updates into shared dashboards. Suddenly, meetings were for problem solving and strategy, not catching people up. Extra bonus, fewer, more intentional meetings don't just save time, they reduce stress, increase your focus, and actually make team members feel more empowered to take ownership of their work instead of just following along. Myth number 11, one routine fits all. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to productivity. What energizes one person might drain another, and forcing everyone into the same schedule can truly backfire. The fix? Allow personal playbooks within clear guardrails. For global teams, staggered work windows and flexible routines improved output and engagement dramatically. Extra insight, when people tailor their workflows to their own rhythms, creativity and focus naturally rises. Give autonomy where you can. Structure where you must, and you'll see real results. Myth 12. Hard work speaks for itself. Just grinding away doesn't guarantee recognition. Often, the impact of your efforts goes unseen unless you actively make it visible. The fix? Create rituals like a wins log or regular impact updates. One quiet but brilliant engineer on my team finally got promoted once we documented and showcased their contributions. Extra insight. Celebrating wins isn't bragging. It's building a record of the value that ensures hard work translates into career growth and even team influence. Myth number 13. Leaders have to do it all. Trying to handle everything yourself isn't heroic. It's a productivity trap. Taking on every task caps your growth and keeps you from focusing on high-impact work. The fix? Apply the 4D framework. Do, delegate, automate, and drop. Delegating tasks freed me 6 hours each week, enough to mentor 2 new managers and focus on strategy. Extra insight. Letting go isn't a sign of weakness, it's truly a superpower. When leaders trust their team and share the load, everyone wins. Productivity rises, morale improves, and you actually have time to think strategically. Myth number 14. The perfect app will solve all your focus problems. No app, no matter how flashy, can make you magically productive. Tools are only as effective as the habits behind them. They amplify what you're already doing. They don't create it. The fix? Run a tool audit. Trim the stack to the essentials. When we cut 6 apps down to 3, adoption doubled and focus improved immediately. Extra insight. Simplifying your toolkit reduces decision fatigue and keeps your attention on the work that actually matters instead of bouncing between unnecessary features and notifications. Myth number 15. AI will instantly boost your productivity. Just adding AI tools won't magically make you more efficient. Without rethinking your workflows, AI can end up creating more work, not less. The fix? Start small. Pilot AI on specific tasks like summaries, meeting notes, or even email drafts, and measure the time saved before rolling it out broadly. Extra insight. Think of AI as a productivity multiplier, not a replacement. When paired with smart processes and clear priorities, it amplifies your results. But without strategy, it's just another inbox notification. Share this awesome episode with someone you know who needs it to help them plan for what's to come. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I hate for you to miss the next episode. Now, let's get into our recap. So let's do a quick recap just in case you missed a myth on the list. Myth 1, being back in the office equals more productivity. Myth 2, longer hours mean bigger results. Myth 3, productivity equals checking off more tasks. Myth 4, the 5 a.m. club guarantees success. Myth 5, more tools equals faster work. Myth 6, being busy equals being productive. Myth number 7, instant responsiveness equals high performance. Myth 8, multitasking makes you efficient. Myth 9, procrastination means laziness. Myth 10, more meetings equals better alignment. Myth 11, one routine fits all. Myth 12, hard work speaks for itself. Myth number 13, leaders have to do it all. Myth number 14, the perfect app will solve all your focus and problems. Myth number 15, AI will instantly boost productivity. The only place you find success before work is in the dictionary. Mary V. Smith. Wrapping it up, break free from productivity myths. Once you see these productivity myths for what they truly are, they start to feel like weeds in the garden. If they are left unchecked, they quietly choke out progress. The good news, recognizing them gives you the power to redesign your workflows around outcomes, energy, and even real impact. Start small. Challenge just one myth this week or even this month. I've been able to see entire teams transform by letting go of even one limiting belief, and the ripple effect can be huge. Extra thought. Productivity isn't just about doing more, it's about doing what actually moves the needle. When you focus on the right work, protect your energy, and rethink outdated habits, you'll not only get more done, but feel better doing it. I just want to take a quick moment to thank our patrons and channel members. This episode would not be possible without your support. Thank you. And if you would like to support the show, visit patreon.com/risingtobe or become a channel member today. Thanks again for stopping by and pressing play. I truly appreciate it. Let me know down below in the comments or in your podcast review what tip you'll be using. Keep planning for what's to come, and I'll see you in the next episode.